parade.
Willard, you know, we've got a balloon here for the first time ever in the parade. He's brand new. He just woke up from a 100-year nap, and his name is Dudley the Dragon.
He looks refreshed. Dudley's really something to see thanks to his sponsor, Meridian Worldwide. Katie, I understand that Dudley is a real outdoor fan. He stands up for the environment in all of those man-sized sneakers of his.
Absolutely, Willard. And the environment could use an advocate that big. Overall, Dudley's the size of a 6-story building.
That's a lot of smoke and fire. I'm telling you, a lot of green. Even each balloon he's holding is as big as a jacuzzi. Did you know that?
I did, Willard. And in this form, Dudley would have to crawl to fit into the studio where he shoots his critically acclaimed live-action TV series. His friends are Sammy the Frog and Mr. Krabby Tree. And according to his bio, he's a little clumsy, but he hasn't tripped over any street lights yet.
Well, he's better than I am, I'll tell you. I see he's got the royal wave down, the old, you know, sitting in the back of the rolls. Good for
Looks like
him.
Dudley's having a good time.
My kind of guy.
Hey, Willard, look who's squeezing between skyscrapers. It's the big fat feline himself, Garfield. The Garfield balloon is furnished, of course, by Paws Incorporated. Created by Jim Davis, the chubby cat was born in his favorite room, the kitchen. No wonder Garfield gobbles more helium than any other balloon in the parade.
He's my kind of cat. I'm not saying this fat cat's full of hot air, but Garfield thinks his weight is perfect. He says that with all humility. As you know, he has lots of. It's probably his passion for pasta that makes him the size of 117 refrigerators, don't you think?
Right. Why bother to actually take the food out of the fridge? Just eat the whole darn thing, Garfield.
Hey, he's as big as a dinosaur. The dinosaurs are extinct, and Garfield's still here, so he must be eating something right.
Willard, the balloon captain, Fred Rowley, would have to climb 6 flights of stairs to reach Garfield's ears.
And you know his favorite hobbies are eating and sleeping. Not a bad way to go. I think we belong to the same operation. Only the best, that's all.
Spider-Man, LL Cool J, and the Boys Choir of Harlem step into Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade when we return.
They're terrific. I mean terrific. Those kids are safe with this guy behind him. He may look like a superhero, but he's Spider-Man. And really, he's Peter Parker, college student, photographer, and regular guy.
That's right, Willard. He's just a news photographer who takes his responsibility very seriously, like you and I do. Except he works for the Daily Bugle instead of NBC. Plus, he can sling webs from his wrist, and I bet you can't do that, Willard.
No, we blow our own horn occasionally. We don't work with the bugle. That, of course, is something I cannot do, Katie. But he's been bitten by a radioactive spider, and those have been pretty much eliminated from Rockefeller Center, the last I heard. He could spin a web big enough, though, to catch a blimp.
That's because he is one big balloon. The Spider-Man character, by the way, was created in 1962 by Stan Lee and drawn by Steve Ditko. The Spider-Man balloon is furnished by Marvel Comics.
If you keep those long enough, they'll be collector's items. He's the longest balloon in the parade, longer than a Learjet, and a much smoother ride, I might add. In fact, a Learjet could ride him. He does look like he's just about to take off, doesn't he?
He sure does, Willard. And what's this right here? From Georgia, the sounds of the Bainbridge High School Marching Bearcat Band, directed by
Peckerington High School Band, Dynamite. And here's our favorite big literary bird. It takes somebody that's king size to help teach millions of kids how to read. In fact, Big Bird is half as tall as the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C.
That's right, Willard. They have to bring the books out to him because this Big Bird balloon furnished by Children's Television Workshop simply won't fit through the Library of Congress door. Big Bird has now been a balloon in the parade for 8 years, and everything about him is large. His beak is the length of 5 turkeys. All told, Big Bird is the size of the caboose car of a train, but as everybody knows, Big Bird never comes in last.
You got that right, Ace, and everybody loves him. Everybody loves him. The Big Bird balloon has got plenty of room for the 62 Emmys that he's won along with his neighbors on good old 123 Sesame Street. Oh, oh boy, more M&Ms. It's still 1995, isn't it, Katie?
It absolutely is, Willard. You don't miss a trick, do you?
Thank you. Smart as great I am. And that means it's the 45th anniversary of the Peanuts comic strip, one of the greats. Here to mark the occasion, looking young and carefree, are Snoopy and Woodstock, furnished by United Media.
Peanuts, created by Charles Schulz, is the most widely syndicated strip in history. 2,600 newspapers around the world print this comic strip. That means 200 million readers every single day. The Snoopy balloon is obviously big on skating. His skates, Willard, alone are 2 front doors long.
That's a lot of skate. And let's hope his skates don't slip, because his 310 pounds might crack the ice. You know, Snoopy's half the size of a hockey rink, and he could be a forward and a goalie at the same time.
He sure could, Willard. Even Woodstock, who is the world's biggest little canary, is twice the size of a New York kitchen without his red and white striped stocking cap.
If you like pirates, soap star hunks, or Bart Simpson, who likes to think he's a soap star hunk, stay tuned to Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Hey, they're terrific, aren't they? They run the Today Show, too. They're just wonderful. Well, there's nothing like it. Here he is. Hey, cowabunga, dude. Bartholomew J. Simpson. Coming at you on a skateboard, folks. The Art of Bart in the balloon form is furnished by 20th Century Fox. Bart's beloved family, including his old man Homer, his mom Marge, and his sisters Lisa and Maggie. Bart looks just large for his age as a 4th grader from his hometown of Springfield. In fact, he's twice the size of the telephone pole.
I love Bart, and I love Homer, too, Willard. You know, being that big could be trouble for this town, because Bart has a bit of an attitude, Willard.
Well, sometimes you need an attitude in this life, Katie. You know that. Bart can have anything he wants, because he's big enough to use his 2-story elementary school as a skateboard.
Don't worry, Willard. Bart loves this parade, and he would never trash 34th Street. This area, by the way, is looking great. Have you noticed, Willard?
It gets better every year. I mean, you know, this is our miracle on 34th Street. Partnerships have been made and come and gone, and improvements around here get better and better. They've added beautiful antique lights, which I think are sensational, brighten up all of Herald Square Park. They've really done a fabulous job.
Looks like Bart is trying to move on anyway, Willard. He'd like to dedicate his appearance in the parade today to his idol, Krusty the Clown, and hang in there, Bart.
I want to become part of the clown.
There's a lot more parade coming your way, including Joey Lawrence and his brothers, Matthew and Andy, stars of Brotherly Love, when Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade continues.
The Nestle Beverage Company furnishes the Quick Bunny balloon. This bunny's got a lot of rhythm on his bass drum. In fact, the drum is as big as 2 beds. Quick Bunny has lots of experience. This is the 7th time he's marched in Macy's parade. With his musical band, Quick Bunny embodies all the bands in the parade, and he's got plenty of body to do it, Willard.
I'll tell you, if he'd sit over some hot chocolate right now, I'd give $1,000. It's Quick Bunny's favorite charity. At this time, Quick Bunny wouldn't have to be so fast. He's 6 times the size of an elephant. I ought to know. And he has the strength of one. Quick Bunny can free lift 520 pounds.
What a macho bunny. It takes 50 handlers to keep up with him. In fact, every balloon in today's parade needs an average of 56 handlers. And according to my quick math, that means over 1,000 Macy's employees just handle the balloons alone.
And if you ever tried it, it ain't easy.
I bet.
The wind's a little rough. The pride of Beaufort, North Carolina, is the Marching Mariners of East Carter. Yankee Dragon, I love it. You know, even before dragons, dinosaurs roamed the earth. But only one is left alive, and we're so lucky, Katie. He's so gentle and purple. Barney. And if he forgets his keys, Barney's tall enough to reach into his 6th floor apartment with it to get them.
That's pretty darn tall, Willard. Barney's pretty young for a dinosaur, by the way. Only 200 million years old next month. He can't even vote yet, but of course kids don't care. They're crazy about him and his friends BJ and Baby Bop, too. They're loving every inch of purple furnished by the Lions group. And Barney's balloon captain, Michael Garucci, is delighted to hear it. Do you know where Barney lives, Willard?
Of course. Barney lives in your imagination, which Barney says is a super-duper place to be. Barney knows you can go anywhere and do anything in your imagination, even dream of stupendous parades like this.
Willard, David Rohr is director of Pennsylvania's Carlisle High School Big Green Machine Marching Band. Whoo, how's that for a title? And they're a well-oiled machine at that. Their Rent-A-Kid fundraiser was a hit. A nearby Harrisburg business rented 70 band kids to revamp their big store over the weekend. Willard?
Beautiful, riding in that scooter like that moon scooter. Hey, that other new balloon is here, too. Take a look, if you will, please. I mean, this is a high-class act.
Absolutely, Willard. They call her Sky Dancer. She's provided by Abrams Gentili Entertainment. Her motto is, once you have wings, you can do anything. So gliding down Broadway must be second nature to her. We're not seeing her face. She needs a little bit of a facelift this morning, Willard, or maybe some collagen injections will do, because the wind has gotten the better of her. So I guess that's why we're showing her from the waist down.
I know how she feels. My stomach fell a couple of weeks ago, down to my knees.
John Cicada sings when Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade returns.
You are, and here comes the Pico Bus Brigade. I know this computer mammal, Sonic the Hedgehog. He can turn a few video heads, let me tell you. Sonic, furnished by Sega of America, is a very cool teenager with a spiky quill up and down his back.
Is that the new in thing, Willard? Spiky quills?
Remember spiky quills? One of the Our Gang group. Maybe I'll try a couple of quills instead of hair next year.
It might work for you, Willard, but you better be able to move fast just like Sonic. He's named Sonic because his character can move faster than the speed of sound.
Hey, we asked the balloon captain, Elliot Tobias, just how big Sonic is. It would take 1,600 computer screens to fill his hedgehog frame.
Yowza, Sonic the Hedgehog balloon is second only to Garfield in how much helium he inhales.
And remember, we said this is the anniversary of the discovery of helium 100 years ago. Macy's is the second largest consumer of helium in the U.S. Who's the largest, Katie?
Let's see, Willard. Uncle Sam?
You son of a gun. Right on the money.
Frazier's Kelsey Grammer and more spectacular parade when Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade continues.
You still are, come to think of it.
I'm your cheerleader.
Wait a minute. Is it Izzy?
It's Izzy, all right, Willard, the official Olympic balloon furnished by the Atlanta Committee for the Olympic Games. Over 10,000 athletes from almost 200 countries are expected to participate in this year's Olympics, actually next year's Olympics. These top athletes will be competing in 26 different events. Izzy's a cute little guy, isn't he, Willard? Kind of grows on you.
And I believe the school children of Atlanta submitted, little
the name for Izzy, I know that. That's true.
He's one of them. Anyway, just behind our founding fathers, George and Ben, it's Connecticut's Danbury High School Marching Hatter Band, directed by Ben M. Walker. Danbury, is the former hat capital of the world, and Al and I are both wearing, and you're wearing a lovely hat. Here he is, the biggest and the oldest, Woody Woodpecker. And he's back, get this, for his 13th year in this parade, and he is still going Furnished by Universal Studios, Woody also is having the biggest laugh. He's the largest balloon in the parade. Hey, what? Is that Al Roker or is that Woody?
I think that's the Woodman.
He's twice the height of the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree, and he'd love to have a nest in that tree, by the way.
I'm sure he would, Willard.
Give us one more, Woody. I want to hear that famous sign-off that we hear on NBC News every night. That's Tom Brokaw. I'd recognize Tom anyway.
Willard, this next balloon comes from 20,000 leagues under the sea. That octopus.
There's my guy. It's November, but the Pink Panther, furnished by Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer United Artists, is so hip that he's going to go inner tubing, even at 40 degrees. He's too cool, Katie. I mean, he's too cool. Yeah, I've seen all the movies that he starred in, and now he wants to direct himself. Can you? Well, that's the way these stars are now. He's got the scarf to fit the part. It's going to be 2 car lengths long, that scarf.
Willard, according to his bio, the Pink Panther is 32 and currently single, and I hear the Betty Boop balloon is available, so maybe they should talk.
That's Matt Lauer, isn't he? 32 and single?
Miss America Chantel Smith and Beethoven, the K-9 movie star, when Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade returns. NBC's telecast of Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is sponsored in part by Cotton Incorporated, who wishes you and your family a very happy Thanksgiving. Cotton, the fabric of our lives. And by MasterCard. It's more than a credit card. It's smart money.
That's one of my favorite shows. That I've seen.
I've seen it twice. It's absolutely terrific.
It's terrific. Hey, this is not the Beethoven who wrote those classical pop songs. This is the St. Bernard who took Hollywood by storm, and he's gorgeous.
Thank you, Willard, for making that very important distinction.
You're welcome.
Universal Studios provides the Beethoven balloon in honor of that warm-hearted film idol. They say on the set of his movies he has no ego and still eats out of a dog dish just like everybody else, Willard. But of course, you know he's become a huge star. In fact, he's so big, if he were to cruise over his workplace in L.A., he'd cast a shadow over the entire Hollywood sign. How's that for a little trivia?
Should I use my famous line now? He's looking for a fire plug that'll take care of his problem.
You say it every year, Willard.
Same old
Why
line.
should this year be any different? By the way,
hey, what do you think of this one? Isn't she always a favorite? Get a grip, guy viewers. Betty Boop's here, decked out in seasonal red. And get this, she's a dangerous female. More than ever on her 65th anniversary in showbiz.
Willard, I'm sure there are a lot of guys out there who would like to sponsor Betty, but King Feature Syndicate is her real provider.
Well, let me tell you this. I don't usually talk about this stuff, but her figure is a knockout at 34, 24, 36.
How depressing.
Well, that's feet, Katie. Feet.
Oh, good.
Now,
Thanks.
Betty
I feel
is
much
bigger than
better.
a full-size tractor trailer. My kind of woman. And she's up a few in her time. Trailers, that is.
You like big women, don't you, Willard?
You
She was
bet.
visiting
Sure.
Washington, D.C.
Fifty.
when she slipped her lines and actually took off, as she is wont to do. So Betty Boop was loose in the nation's capital.
I want to be loved by you, boop, boop, we do. The only time they ever had perfect attendance in Congress, I might add, is when she showed
You
up.
think that's right, Willard?
Thanks for picking me up on that. I didn't.
That's okay.
There she
Whoa.
goes. She's right by us now.
Be careful,
We've got
Betty.
a good view here.
The seat. Hey, Willard, are you seeing red?
Oh, boy, always, Katie, always.
Well, in this case, it's a very good sign. It means Clifford, the big red dog, is making the scene. Scholastic Incorporated furnishes Clifford. He's a popular guy with a lot of friends, but his best friend in the world, Willard, is his owner, Emily Elizabeth.
And Emily is one of your best friends, too, and she's watching us right now. She hasn't got him on a short leash today. It's 65 feet long, and the good dog himself is twice as big as a school bus.
And he doesn't need to take the bus, Willard, because 50 million Clifford books are in print. That's 33 Red Dog books for every single New Yorker.
I like your statistics. You've got a good writer. Seeing all this red means that Kris Kringle, that's the same as Santa Claus, I think, it's getting closer. And I, for one, am really getting all fired up.
It's the season for rejoicing, Willard. Sweet winter at the North Pole Bakery. A little West Side Story action, and something's coming all right, Willard. The band is making way for Macy's new holiday balloon, Eben Bear.
I love my bears. I hear he's a cousin several times removed from the three bears. Now check this out. With Candy Cane, it'll take him a while to finish that 10-foot sweep that he's got. Even his hat is the size of a small room. Do you know, Katie, he makes his home in Boston? I guess he gets a donut occasionally up there, too. But it's thrilled to be lumbering through the Big Apple right now because he loves to visit Manhattan.
Let's hope Evan doesn't get too far downtown here in New York. They get a little nervous when they spot a bear on Wall Street. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Especially one this big. At his size, he could bump his head floating under the Brooklyn Bridge.
Bear on Wall Street. I just got it.
Get it?
That's a lot of bull. Fortunately, he's protected by his red cap. And I like red and green stockings, too.
Speaking of that, Willard, how much longer for the big guy?
Katie, I'm trembling.
Oh, gee, can it be?
I think it is. Yes, it is. It's time for him, the feline with a brim.
The cat in the hat we see is furnished by Esprit.
Oh, but Dr. Seuss created this cat so celebrated.
Willard, do you know the size of his chapeau?
Yes, the Hamburg of our tabby is bigger than a taxi
This
cabby.
crazy cat as big as that?
What will that cat in the hat do when all this hoopla is through?
Well, Cat will listen to the dial tone, then call on his sousaphone and tell us how he made it, how he had it made in the shade at Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
I don't
Obviously, Dr. Seuss has nothing to worry about. Willard, from Jamestown, New York, came Lucille Ball, the 10,000 Maniacs, and now the Jamestown High School Red Raiders Marching Band, directed by Lou Duffus.
And the Red Raiders have the special honor of being Santa's escort this year, and they're up to the challenge.